Hi, welcome. I am going to go ahead and show you what to do with your 3D model so that it is ready for transferring to SculptGL. So before you even think about transferring this to SculptGL, you have to make sure that you have your basic structure in there. So you can look at mine and see that obviously it's meant to be a hand. And you can see that I didn't go through and do things like put fingernails in there. I didn't go ahead and put each of the knuckles in there. It's literally just made up of a bunch of different basic shapes. So um, that's what you want to do with this. You want to think of this in what is the basic form that I need in order to put things in there like fingernails and those little tiny details. So that's what mine looks like so far. Now you're probably wondering, what is this cylinder doing in here? Well, this cylinder is a hole that is representing my wrist. So I went ahead and I made this so that it will wrap around a wrist. And I'm looking at this and going, okay, does this look right proportionally? Proportions are more important than size at this point. So I have a fairly small wrist, so I was able to put in the exact dimensions of my wrist. But you can think of it as proportions. So whenever you're doing proportions, it's good to think of it like how you would do it in math, where you write out a fraction. The top number is the height, the bottom number is the width of whatever you're measuring. And then you do that cross multiply, divide thing with whatever size you want it to be. So if you don't know what that means, it may be good for you to join me during Google Meet during the class time, and I can show you that example. Now, as far as what I have here, so this was my wrist, the height and width of my wrist, and then I lengthened it so that it fit the entirety of the hand there. Then I turned it into a hole. So to make any shape a hole, you just click on hole. And then I positioned it. So I could kind of pull this into the hand a little bit more so that it thins out the hand just a little bit more, or I can leave it where it was. And you can see that every finger and palm kind of wraps around that like so. Now, one other thing to note is that in order to export this piece here so that it is ready to have details on it, I've got to make sure that I group it. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything. And then I am going to group it. And there's the button right there that says group. When I click on group, it'll take a moment, but everything will eventually fit together and be one solid color. Now, it doesn't matter what color it ends up being, because remember, we're saving it as an STL, and an STL does not save the color, it only saves your mesh. So there you have it. That's what it looks like right now. And then just a quick reminder on how to export this file. So if I go up to export right here, I can click on that. And you can just do the selected shape if you want. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to undo this. Actually, I'm going to copy. And I'm going to paste and move this over. And I'm going to ungroup this. So if I want to save this as its own little thing here, then I can just make a copy of that shape, like so, and then I can export just this shape. So if I need to make adjustments later on, then this will be, in its in those adjustment forms like that, ungrouped and everything. I could just ungroup it later on, but you can just do that. So I went ahead and clicked the selected shape, and then I clicked on SDL, and it's going to ask me to save. Now, you want to make sure that you save it. Let me save it in here. You want to make sure that you change your title here. Your name needs to be 3D accessory. I had to put a 2 on there because something happened in my first file and it glitched. So I just copied it and then pasted it into a new file and named it 3D accessory 2. Sometimes things like that happen. I'm not sure why it happened on the other file, but it seems to work fine in this file. So once I've got that, then it's just a matter of opening up SculptGL and working through SculptGL. Remember when you're opening it up in SculptGL that you have to clear your scene first, and then you're going to be importing your object, which is the same as opening an object. There it is. Now, your symmetry settings might be off, so just keep that in mind. And then from here, you're going to be moving on to the next assignment. So you'll just have to look for the other video. Thank you for watching.